Hey, this is just going to be a really quick live. I just wanted to get on here and wish everybody happy holidays. I know a lot of us are getting everything ready for tomorrow, a lot of cooking tonight, a lot of baking, a lot of prepping, and that's what I'm about to start doing right now. I hope that whatever you're making, it comes out delicious. And yeah, happy holidays. I hope you guys all have a safe and wonderful holiday. And to my people out there that struggle with drinking, I hope that you're able to, if you choose not to drink, to just make yourself a mocktail. I make a lot of mocktails. Um, I'll try to find some mocktail menus so that you can make yourself one if you feel you're in at a family gathering or a co-worker party and you just want to have a mocktail. I'll help you guys out with that because sometimes it just people they're like, oh, why aren't you drinking? Well, because sometimes people don't like to drink, sometimes you have a problem with alcohol, and you just want to still be social, but you don't want it to be obvious that you're not having a drink. So yeah, that's all. I just wanted to say happy holidays. And I pray that your ancestors, those that have taught you how to cook that are not here, I hope that their spirit comes into the kitchen and helps you get it together. When I was shopping today for my um, for my meals, I was thinking about my grandmother, thinking about all the things that she would tell me to get because I don't really have it. I don't have it written down. I should write it down, but I just remember everything that she taught me, and that's what I'm doing. I don't have to cook everything. Like I said, I'm just doing sweet potato pie and banana pudding. And I don't use Cool Whip. I do. I mean, and if you use Cool Whip for banana pudding, that's everybody's different. I do. I make my topping. So I am stalling because I do not want to get back out there, but I don't have to go to the grocery store. I just have to go to one other store and pick up a couple of things and then come back and get to work. Okay, so if you guys are having a hard time with drinking, because I know a lot of people shared with me that a couple people, I'm not going to put your names out there, but over the years, I've inspired some to take a look at their drinking, and holidays can be a trigger. Sometimes people will overdrink. They might miss the whole family gathering because too much pregame. So just be aware that your tolerance to alcohol may not be the same if you drink often or binge drink. There's really no way to overcome alcoholism, just abstinence and to be honest with yourself. And I just wanted to come on here and say something because I know when I was active in my disease 7 years ago, it's going to be 8 years. January 1st, I'm going to be 8 years sober. I can't believe my seventh year just went by that quick. Um, and January 1st will be 8 years, no alcohol. That's amazing. So I mean, one day at a time. We all just have today, actually. That's what I learned in recovery. We all have today. And I have a lot to be thankful for. I started this platform at first just talking about sobriety and it snowballed into other things like reactions, but I still will talk about sobriety here and there. And if you are catching the replay, or if you've been in the bushes and you have a problem with alcohol, just know that just take it one day at a time. And let me see if I can remember the promises of the ninth step prayer of AA. Okay, it goes something like this. If your pain, and this could be not just even alcohol, this could be if you're going through a breakup, if you're going through a hard trial in your life, but this is a promise in AA. If you're painstaken about this phase of your development, you'll be amazed before you're halfway through. You'll know a new freedom and a new happiness. You will understand the word serenity, and you will know peace. No matter how far down the scale you've gone, you'll see how your experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. You will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in your fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Your whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Your fear of people and economic insecurity will leave you. You will intuitively handle situations that used to baffle you. You will suddenly realize that God is doing for you what you cannot do for yourself. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They're being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They'll always materialize if we work for them. And I get a little choked up at the end of that promise because almost 8 years ago, when I went to AA and I would hear these people say this stuff to me, I would I would get so irritated. I'm like, this is bull crap. This will never happen to me. I will never live these promises. Well, almost 8 years later, here I am. I might not have the same circle of friends that I've had when I was drinking. I don't have the drinking buddy husband that I had because he liked me better when I was drinking, according to him. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I thank God for every trial and tribulation that I've been through. I thank God for the first husband that left because I drank too much. And I thank God for the second husband that also left because I wouldn't drink anymore. Ultimately, I saved my life. I allowed my higher power to lead me, and I think also the program of AA that really helped me. My sober sisters that we stay connected, they help me. And I'm not ashamed to say that I definitely had a problem with alcohol in my life, and I've overcome it. I will never be able to drink safely again, and that is a decision that I am good with for the rest of my life. Um and what's good for some are they're not it's not good for others. So I just want to be a inspiration to those out there who are ashamed to talk about having a problem with alcohol, or because there's a stigma to alcoholism. People get they're shameful, but with humility comes great victory, and I am living proof of that. So God bless you guys. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, safe, hold on one second. Well, I will definitely keep you in my prayers. I'm not going to highlight your comment, but I hope life gets better for you. Hi. Yeah. I hope life gets better for you. Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. So, and I'm not gonna go away. I'm gonna stay here, but I am gonna go away to cook. I don't even. That's unfortunate for you. I'm gonna say a prayer for her, for Christy. God, grant Christy the serenity to accept the things Christy cannot change, the courage to change the things that she can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And Chrissy just may be a troll. And if she's not a troll and she really doesn't care about life, Heavenly Father, I pray that you give her something that she wants to live for. And if there's somebody in this world that is still in her life that loves her, God, I pray that you have them give her a call or knock on her door or send her a text message and tell her that they love her. Amen. Yes. Okay. The devil shows up, and works through so many people in so many ways, even through trolls. And that's fine, because there's nothing that anybody in this world can do to make me not want to encourage anybody that is not in a good place mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Okay? Nothing. I've been in some, and you know what, Alice? I'm so glad that you're here. I want to let you know that I listened to it was like a testimony. I don't remember exactly which video it was, but it was one of when you were sharing about the things that you've gone through in a previous relationship. And I thought that it was very nice that you shared that. It really was uplifting. I listened to a lot of your videos here and there, and keep making content. It's good for people to hear your transparency of the things that you went through and everything like that. So I really appreciate your honesty and you sharing. Okay, so keep sharing. It really does help people. Oh, yes. Enjoy your night cooking, enjoy family, and enjoy friends and love. Yes. 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 Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I like it. Even if it's just a couple of people, you never know. Over the years of me sharing my sobriety story, I can say Little Mama's Kodak moments. That's not her name anymore, but she shared on my channel. I believe she has over 2 years of sobriety, and we connected off of YouTube. And I mean, I'm not taking all the credit, but I will definitely say I'm grateful to have planted the seed for you. And there's a couple of others that have shared with me. And if you're catching the replay and you've gone back to drinking, just know that tomorrow's a new day, and you can start over tomorrow. Okay, one day at a time, sometimes 1 minute at a time, really. That's why I love the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. There's a lot of things we cannot change. The courage to change the things we can. Sometimes we know that there's things that we can change, like the way that we react to things. Even being reactors, sometimes we don't have to react on everything. Like, for instance, I'll just throw Liv in here. She was like, oh yeah, react on the roaches. Did you say I got roaches? um yeah, we don't have to run to react to every little thing, but also we can. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We have to have wisdom to know and to distinguish what we can change and what we cannot change. There is so many things that we have no control over. So why should we sulk about it, worry about it? Don't worry about it. Let go and let God, and have a nice day. Okay? There's so many things that I used to worry about. And then when I just kind of just let it go, meditate, gave it to God, and then it was accomplished, I was like, wow, I was worrying about that for no reason. Yeah, just like I couldn't change the fact that my mhm, it wasn't right. He controlled the money, so he knew I wasn't spending anything in the store. Yeah, a lot of people in marriages experience financial abuse and everything. So, I'm glad that you're not in that situation anymore. I know how that can be. Thank you for sharing your story. He had to try to get me on something. Yeah, that's why the only thing he could do. Right. And then when they don't have anything to get you on, like for with me, with one of my ex-husbands, first it was I drank too much. So then he said if I stopped drinking, he's like, if you stop drinking, I'll stop smoking cigarettes. Because I remember I was doing because I was a stay-at-home wife for almost almost 10 years. And when I met my second husband, I was working in the medical field, very independent. When I was my first husband, we were both working, but my second husband, he wanted me to stay home. And so I stayed home and I got bored. And that's not an excuse, but we used to drink together. And then I turned into like that alcoholic housewife, right? The the classic story, textbook story, classic alcoholic housewife. And then he was like, "Oh, you drink too much." So then after I did the budget, I said, "Well, you smoke over $500 worth of cigarettes." And he's like, "Well, you drink." I drank at the time. It was what I'm going to tell the truth. I drank almost a handle of whiskey every 3 days. Okay. I can't believe I'm still alive, you guys. A handle of whiskey. Let's talk about it in the metric system. 750 milliliters of alcohol of whiskey every 3 days. So he said I drank too much. I was like, okay, I will stop drinking. If he said, if you stop smoking, I will. If you stop drinking, I'll stop smoking. I stopped drinking. When I was 18 months sober, we started having problems. Why? Because he started bringing alcohol around me. I was going to AA meetings twice a day, sometimes three times a day. I take the kids to school, go to AA meeting, okay? Come back home, take care of my wifely duties because my second husband was 6 years younger than me. So he had a sexual appetite, okay? Let me lower my voice. I'm in my room right now. And when I say I was like a housewife, like he wanted what he wanted when he wanted it, right? So he was getting mad that my AA meetings, he was like, "Oh, like I was taking care of my grandmother. I was a caregiver for my grandmother. She lived in the same apartment complex as me. I had two kids under the age of 10 and a teenager at the time. And when I go to my AA meeting, I check in on grandma, and then he worked nights. He worked like 3 to 11, and then he'd get mad and he'd be like, "Well, when are you going to be a wife? When are you going to be a wife?" Right, right. So then, my sobriety, he didn't like that, and I felt like he tried to entice me because he used to actually, and when I say make me, because I did what he told me to do, he would, after I would drop off the kids, he'd call me and be like, can you bring me some alcohol, or can you bring me some whiskey shooters?" And for 18 months I still bought my husband alcohol whenever he wanted it, even though I didn't drink it. And he never would throw away the alcohol bottles. He would leave them along the just along the wall on his side of the room. And it was so triggering for me. It was so triggering. There would be times where I'd be cleaning up his side of the room and he would have like, and I'm talking about in metric because I'm in the medical field, he had like 2 mLs of whiskey, like a little like, at the bottom, and that would entice me, that would trigger me, and I would not take it back. I would be sweating bullets at that time of being 18 months sober. My mouth would salivate when I walked down. Like, I could not walk down the liquor store aisle. It was horrible. And I thank God today that I don't live that way anymore. It doesn't even bother me. I don't even, like, I just look at alcohol like that's my allergy. I look at it like it's a complete allergy. I drink it, I die. I drink it, I don't know what will happen in my life. Do I want to drink or do I want to live? I want to live. And I'm not like, when people, there'd be times where people on this app would be like, oh, Keisha, KP, she's an alcoholic. Yeah, I'm a recovering alcoholic. And there's nothing that anybody on here could say or do to me to hurt me that I have not done to myself 10 times over. Okay? I've humiliated myself. I've embarrassed myself. I'm like, I don't even know who that girl was 8 years ago. Okay? But I'd like to give her a big hug and say, I'm glad I'm who I am right now. I stopped drinking when I was 37 years old, and now I'm 45. And I feel like God's granted me, I don't know how many extra years on my life God's blessed me with, but I know that I'm here, and there's a lot of friends and family that didn't make it to 45. And I thank God that I'm here, that I'm breathing, that my sons don't have to put flowers on a grave or an urn on a mantle on top of a fireplace. Life is precious. Life is so precious. And I thank God for life. Oh, and I thank God that mine didn't put me away, because let me tell you, when I had my uh, traumatic brain injury, because that's pretty much how I almost died. I had almost died in 2017. I almost died, Alice. I was arguing with my husband. I drank. So I used to like binge drink. So I had a lot of alcohol before we were going somewhere. So before we went anywhere, I'm like, oh, I just need to drink. So I had like, I don't even know, maybe a fifth of whiskey before we was going out for ice cream for my son's 5th birthday. And that's all I remember, just getting everything ready. But what set it off was we forgot the wallet, or I forgot my wallet, or he didn't have his wallet on him, right? So we were arguing, and I thought that I was walking away from the argument. I was sitting in the back seat of the car with my 4-year old that was about to turn 5 and my 8-year old that was, yeah, my 8-year old, and my other son was 19 at the time. So my husband was screaming at me. He was just like about something. I don't even know what it was about. So I thought that I was walking away from the argument because I didn't want to fight in front of the kids. Girl, I stepped out of the moving car and I cracked my left side of my head. I feel like the only thing that saved me was my hair, because I have a whole lot of hair. I hit the left side of my head on the pavement while the car was moving, blood everywhere. I had to be airlifted to a trauma unit. I had to be airlifted. This was February 2nd, 2017. I was in an induced coma for 4 days. They had to make me stay in a comatose state because I had swelling on my brain. The doctors told my mother that if I got out of it, I would never be the same. That I may need round the clock care. All I can tell you is that when I was in that coma for 4 days, it was dark and all I could hear were my elders. I felt like a child that was walking in darkness, and I could hear my elders. My father passed away when I was 10 years old. No, I was I was 11, and I heard him. And what I could describe, I heard my elders playing dominoes, and I heard my dad. And when I heard my daddy, girl, I started running towards it. There was no light. I know a lot of people say they see light, but I didn't see a light. All I heard was my elders playing dominoes. And then when I heard my dad's voice, I started to run towards it. I was running in the dark, and then I was getting closer and closer. Now, put a pin in that, okay? Because 6 months before that accident, I used to be mentored by my cousin. He was at the time, he was in his 80s. He was dying from lung cancer, but he mentored me on the guitar. And we used to write blues together. And he told me, always play the guitar, don't stop playing. Anyways, I said all that to say this. He passed away on my birthday in 2015, okay? When I was running in the dark and I heard my elders, that cousin that mentored me musically, when I got real close to my dad's voice, I heard him in my left ear, the side of my head that I fell. And I'm going to speak with an accent because my family's from Arkansas, part of them from Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, even though they came to California. I'm a hybrid, okay? I'm a country California girl, okay? So I heard my cousin say, "You ain't supposed to be here yet." And he said that in my ear, in my left ear. And when I heard those words, I woke up. I woke up out of the coma, you guys. I was trying to go home. And I don't mean home in the land of the living. I was trying to go to heaven, okay? And my cousin told me 4 days later, on it was the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I think it had to be the 8th because I was discharged on the 9th. He said, "You ain't supposed to be here yet." And thank God I woke up. I woke up to my husband crying on the side of the bed, and he looked at me like he just saw a ghost. And I was just had just tubes in and out of me. It was just crazy. You know, it was crazy. I tried to go to heaven, girl. I really did. Right. All I could say is that experience of when I was in that induced coma, like it was really appealing to go to my father. Like I heard him, and I was like, I just wanted to be with him. I just wanted to go. I really, really wanted to go. But you know what? God must have some work for me to do. And I used to hear my elders say that, and I was like, I didn't understand what that meant. But since God let me live, I've saved a life. I've saved a couple of lives. I used to work in mental health, and well, it was like a dual. It was mental health and drug, like drug rehab. It was a drug rehab, uh, like a center. Okay, and so people would come there to go to meetings, get resources, but sometimes they would also go there to overdose. And I'm trained in the medical field. Got to be careful with this app because people are haters over here. I mean, we hear haters. People on this app will actually try to find out what you do and get you fired. So I'm just going to say medical professional that can give injections, okay? So I saved a life. This guy, he was 20 years old, and all I heard was, "He's down in the bathroom." We run in the bathroom. This young guy, he's on his knees, just leaned over. And everyone's just like standing there with the Narcan, and they just like staring at him. And I'm like, we need to administer it. So they open up two boxes of injectable Narcan, which is intramuscular, and then they opened up a couple of nasal ones. So I injected I injected two. First, I injected one in his arm. Nothing happened. I injected another one in his arm. Nothing happened. I did a nasal. Nothing happened. I adjusted his head, make sure that it was getting up there. This is the second one, nasal. Nothing happened. Did another injectable. This is the fifth one in his arm. His eyes were rolling back. It took 8 doses of Narcan. Five, maybe they weren't, it wasn't getting in his system. It took 5 injectables and 3 nasal to wake him up. And he woke up, and that was the I've never seen someone that close to death in my life. Besides when I witnessed, well, I didn't witness my grandmother die. I saw her after she passed. So I could say, yeah, that is the closest to death that I've witnessed. The shallow breath, barely no breath at all. That was really scary. And I said all that to say this. Thank God for keeping me alive so I could save a life. Yeah, 8 is a lot. I know. And who knows, like when I think back, who knows if they were, if they could have been expired. Who knows if a couple of them just didn't get in his muscle. I don't know, but it was 8. No, I hadn't. Yes. I don't know if I experienced heaven. I felt like I was in like transition, like I was on my way. Like I was on my way. And he said, "You ain't supposed to be here yet." I hope it was heaven, Alice. I hope it was heaven. I hope they're playing dominoes in heaven. And it felt like, I don't know. I hope it was heaven because it was dark. He said, "You supposed to be here yet." It wasn't hot. Thank goodness. I didn't feel no heat. Okay. Anyways, I guess, yeah, happy holidays. This turned into a story time. Um, we always want to think the best, but you never know. Oh. Okay, well, I love y'all and just enjoy. Oh, I'm over here on Facebook too. I forgot. Hey, Facebook family. You guys, I'm over. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel, Facebook family, come on over to YouTube and like and subscribe to my channel. We have fun over here. Okay. Oh, Black Friday is tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I'm ahead of the game. Black Friday is on Friday. So I am going to go out with my aunt on Black Friday. I'm ready. Okay. I'm going to go shopping. Who's going to go shopping? Yep. It was dark for me and I saw God's hands in a robe and it was beautiful. Aw. Yes, I'm going out, girl. Maybe I'm going to record. Maybe I'll vlog it. I don't know. I need a new phone. My phone is horrible. And I need a laptop. I need a phone and a laptop. So that's what I've been holding on to this phone for dear life. And I need to just write down all my passwords. And they're just, when you're so invested in everything, it's just, I just learned this phone. But I'll get it together. I just learned it. I'm crazy. I am. You know, I'm excited, I have a little vacay a little bit because I got 4 days off. Who has 4 days off? I do. Who works hard? Me. We all work hard. Even if you're just working around your home. Okay? We all deserve a little vacay. I am so proud of myself. Woohoo, that's right. And I'm going to be very proud of myself when I make my sweet potato pies and they're going to taste just like my grandmother's. And when my grandmother, when her siblings tell me that it tastes just like Billy's, Because that's my girl. That was her name, Billy. That's the ultimate this compliment. I just love that. My husband is on vacation and I'm ready for him to go back to work. Yeah. Yes, I can make the sweet potato pie and the manana pudding just like my grandmother, and her siblings love it. And that just makes my heart sing when they say, "Ooh, girl, you put your foot in that." They be like, "Ooh, girl, you did that." That's right. That makes me happy. Yes, I'm so excited. Got the boys. We're gonna have our little hats, our little Christmas hats on and everything. Even though they're big, I still celebrate like they're my babies. They are my babies. I love my babies. My big boys. They're amazing. Okay. Okay, you guys, I'll talk to you later. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Even if you don't have much family around you, even if you're by yourself, enjoy yourself. Find some gratitude in your life if you can find it. If you're on the wake up list, thank God for that. Okay. Life is good. It really is. All right. Talk to you later. Let me go out with a little bit of music here.